so once again, eagle-eyed Rob. This is what we saw. We've been walking the dogs round here for the past 6 months or a year. He's pointing at something somewhere else now and I've no idea what he's on about. What are you talking about? Rob, I can't always see what you're on about.
Oh, right. Can you see it now?
Yeah, I can. Well, we'll look at that in a second. So we've got this one. So, let's try and assess whether this can just be stuff that's fallen out of this tree. So is this bit, no, that bit's put in. I thought that was part of the tree.
No,
right, so that's been put in. That's in there. Oh look, those two are resting on a Y stick. Yeah. And the Y stick's been put in. The Y stick's not real. It's not growing. Oh my goodness. Then that's not attached.
None of them
that's not attached. Oh, for goodness sake. We've got a cross member going across there, anchoring it together.
Another Y stick here.
Another Y stick there, supporting
that's a Y
it.
stick in there.
Hang on, you're going too fast. Right.
Y stick.
Yeah, that's a Y stick there.
And everything's all sort of shoved in.
Yeah.
Another Y stick there.
That's a Y stick. But Y sticks are good, aren't they? Because you can rest things on them. Well, goodness me, that's interesting, isn't it? So, now let's think logically. Could this possibly be where the guy who looks after this woodland has put some sticks so that next year he can come back and get them to have it as starting off wood for his fire at home?
I guess not.
You see, the thing is, the tree that it's all shoved in seems way too delicate to have dropped all of that stuff and not be completely decimated.
Yeah.
Right. Look, there's also that white stick there leaning across there. Now, are they telling you a way to go? Oh, and look, I just missed that. There's an arch there. And then a stick pointing the way. Right, we'll go and look at that thing Rob just saw. So, as I was saying before I got so excited, as I do, we've been walking the dogs around here a lot, and Rob spotted these months ago, so we decided that once it wasn't so freaking hot, we would come and have a look at them. And today's the first time we've had rain for about, 3 months, proper cool rain, and the weather's down to about 26 centigrade instead of 34, 38. And we've just been hiding inside the house. So, can this be a blind? Could this be a hunter's blind where they would hide to wait to shoot something when it goes by?
Very big though, isn't it?
Well, I mean, you could sit this side of it here, and you could look that way to see if I can't see any game trails though, to see if stuff is passing, or once again has somebody piled it up ready to come back and collect it to burn it in the winter. I mean, it's just so wigwam shaped.
Stacking it to take away. Why would you just put an odd little one?
I know, Rob, but I'm just trying to play devil's advocate and try and assess it as
independently.
as without bias as possible. Is that even a real sentence?
Yeah.
With the least possible amount of confirmation bias.
Yeah. Interesting though.
But
Similar to the one that we saw years ago in Mons.
It is, yeah. We've filmed things like this before, and we've never really known whether it's a human construct or a forest folk construct. But then again, if it's made by the forest folk, why is it made? What the hell's it for? What does it do? Yeah. You can't hide anything in it. You can't put babies in it. It's not like it's a safe place to stash your baby while you go hunting, is it? I don't know. Anyway, it's weird. And look around the wood. There aren't any others. It's not like they're all over the wood.
There's just two.
There's just two. So why? onward. Right, I've just spotted this and I'm asking Rob to talk us through it because I don't understand how. Hang on, I'll just go around this side. This bit, see, it's been broken or is broken there so that it bends, so that
the Y bit goes in there.
There's a Y bit there.
Yes, a Y bit.
And that is holding that in place. Now, can that happen naturally? Because there's a leaner there and there's a leaner there. And that Y stick is in between those two. But I don't understand how that can have happened from it just falling over.
No, because it fell at that there. Let me take it off.
Yeah. That there should be there. Yeah, that's its natural position. So who's come along and gone like that
Snap.
and poked it in there? Now, surely that can't be the wind. That's got to be something with hands and opposable thumbs, hasn't it?
A very strange way of falling down.
Well, yeah. I mean, we've seen many strange ways that trees fall down, haven't we?
Yeah.
And we just don't get it.
Interesting. I spotted that one.
Thank you, darling. I aim to please. Now that's human stuff. See? This is how we humans leave it when we've been doing stuff in the forest. This is so clearly the result of somebody taking the big chunk of tree and leaving the other bits. But we don't routinely stuff things around the bottoms of trees.
If they did those piles over there, where if you think they're saving the sticks
to come back and burn them.
Why not do it when
yeah, why haven't they done it with these? Yeah, I know.
Why come and do it later?
Or maybe somebody who lives locally comes and gathers them after, when the woodsmen have finished. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of, all the angles that could possibly be important to understanding it. I did notice on YouTube as well that there's a lot of people now who are showing us very rough, grainy pictures of what they're saying is a Sasquatch, whereas 2 or 3 years ago on their websites you weren't allowed to have those kinds of pictures, and you certainly weren't allowed to have pictures where you'd drawn a red circle around something. So is that a good change or a bad change? I'm not so sure. I think maybe some people on YouTube are really just in it for making some money, and you can't blame people for that. It's nice to make money if that's what rings your bell. I think that's just fallen over, but I don't know, because it is pinned under there. Well, this looks like a bit of a trackway here, so maybe this is where whoever owns it comes in and out. What did you say, hon? Yeah, you maybe used to be able to get to a field. There is a field over there, so maybe that's why that's there. Right, Rob's just spotted these two going against this tree. So we've got 2 leaners there. Neither of them are growing here, no, but they are the same tree bark. So it's the same breed of tree. But those 2 have been leaned in. One's a Y stick. Is the other one a Y stick? Oh, that's the third one.
Yeah,
that's the third one.
Sort of Y stick.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that might just be the way they are.
Yeah. So did they just fall out of that tree and land that way? They could have done. Or were they placed there?
It's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so hard to tell. I'll go and have a look over here. Now this is interesting. You know, we find those floating sticks. So there's a floating stick. Just follow it up.
That's fresh too.
And it goes to a tripod. That one it's obviously connected, being held on there. But how does that happen? How can that
Go
have
underneath.
poked through there? Yeah, I don't see how that's possible. Now, the thing is that there because this is now pulling down this that's making a pinned arch. So is that how pinned arches start? Do they hang something on it for a bit to weight it down until it gets closer to the ground before they put a bigger stick on it? I don't know. Just seems extremely odd that's just hanging there in the tree. Look at that as well, look. A really bright white floating log and then another one. Now, is that there on purpose so you can see it, or is that... Sorry? Right, so was it a whole one? It went all the way along. Interesting that it's the type of wood that goes so white, that it stands out so clearly. The other thing I noticed the other day when I was watching Justin on Mountain Beast Mysteries is that he was considering taking a 16mm camera to try and film Sasquatch instead of trying to film it on digital. Well, for goodness sake, we've been talking about that for about 5-6 years and nobody's been listening. So it's nice now that he's actually taken up the challenge and is going to have a go at trying to film on real film. I think that's why they got such good shots of Patty, was because it was on real film and it wasn't digital. And I think it's something to do with the way a digital camera works, that the Sasquatch can trick it, fool it, lift its fur to blur its outline, vibrate at a different frequency. I have no idea. But I think that on 16mm film, they might catch some better pictures. So let's hope so.